starting three rookies on offense. Is there a specific strategic thing you have to do with younger guys before a week one, just because they haven't experienced that regular season game in the NFL?
To me, it's about just trying to get those guys as many game-like reps as you can, which you can't really simulate an actual game. That's why, preseason is huge, but also going against our defense every single day. We'll have some so-called look squad deals. We kind of mimic Atlanta's from a defensive standpoint, but also have some good-on-good competition for those guys as well from a preparation standpoint. So it's about being able to have a clear-cut game plan, keep it simple, but also get those guys an opportunity to go cut it loose and go play ball.
Thomas, we haven't seen Miles, obviously, on the field in games, but what have you seen from him and what he could provide for your offense?
So to me, just a dynamic ability. I think being able to have three-down capabilities, play in between the tackles, play out in space. But also when it comes to third down, protecting the quarterback first and foremost, but also trying to find some matchups. So you get him on some man coverage looks, get him in one-on-one opportunities, and he's a great leader for that room as well. So he's been awesome.
How creative you're having to be right now with the receivers kind of banged up a little bit, and how you want to run things?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's about being able to have a next man up type mentality when guys end up getting banged up or going down. I just ultimately understand it's the National Football League, so these guys are here for a reason. But obviously, it's a part of the game when it comes to guys getting nicked up, but it's about the consistency of the preparation process, which starts first with us as coaches, giving great clarity, giving great details, and then putting guys in the right spot to have success.
Thomas, if you have an entirely healthy receiving core, how many are in your rotation?
That'll be a game-by-game deal. Obviously, we haven't played an actual game yet. But to me, I think it kind of boils down to having a specific game plan on normal D&D to get guys in the right spots when it comes to the run game, the play action pass, possibly mix in some gadgets with certain guys as well. When it comes to third down and money down in the red zone, like I said before, just trying to figure out how to put ourselves in the best spot to maximize our own personal ability, but also what's the defense doing to take advantage of that.
Frank all have favored rotations at running back in the past. Obviously, Miles was brought in here to kind of steer the group.
Yeah.
But how do you kind of parse out each role in this backfield?
Yeah, again, kind of very similar to answer to the receiver question is about, again, what those guys do well, but specific to the running back group, as we know, brutal position, guys get banged up very easily. How do we utilize guys without wearing them down? Obviously, the hard part comes when you get into a game and the guy's hot and rolling. You want to keep feeding the ball. But to me, I think about Miles when it comes to touches and also Chuba over just necessarily carries. Like not always have to have carries in between the tackles, but how can we get him in space, find those matchups again, get the ball to him as well.
Coach, Bryce undoubtedly will have first game jitters. Do you have a game plan to help him through that, or just going to let him go?
No, I think his parents handled that before we even got here. I think, I'm sure that there'll be some natural jitters for sure, but, he has been calm, cool, collective from the moment I met him. I think just being able to understand the confidence that we have in him, and the biggest thing that kind of kills any fear, any doubt, any jitters is preparation. And he prepares his butt off. Every single day in the meeting rooms, from being here early to staying late, to studying film, to having suggestions. So I don't worry about that at all. So I think he'll be good.
The difference this week, it being game week and him preparing for this game?
Yeah, I was so I just came in excited myself. It's game week, so I think all of us across the board, coaches and players alike, have kind of had a uptick in our kind of overall urgency when it comes to getting closer to playing the game. But again, he is as consistent as I've been around. So it's been a little bit of a up emotionally, but for the most part, he's been same old Bryce.
Thomas, in what way did helping call the plays kind of by half in the preseason, how will that help you even when you're not the primary play caller?
To me, it's about being able to have a rhythm and routine with Frank. So having a chance to hear him call plays, building on the headset when it comes to feedback, but also trying to figure out, because everybody is different when it comes to in-game communication. So how much dialogue do you want to have during the drive, in between drives? So that was the biggest takeaway for me.
This is the first for you. You're going to enter the game as an OC for the first time. What does this moment mean for you personally?
Yeah, obviously I've been excited from day one having a chance to be in this role. Like I mentioned, even before starting the offseason process, had a couple of opportunities from an interview standpoint. This is the one I was hopefully going to end up with, and it worked that way, thankfully. But I think it's about being able to just take it one day at a time. I know coaches say all the time, but it's Thursday. We just got done with the walkthrough. I'm about to get ready for practice in a minute. So the game will take care of itself. I think ultimately the more we prepare ourselves, myself included, the easier and the smoother, game day goes. So I'll be super excited on game day, but now I'm just focused on having a great third down red zone day in practice.
Thomas, what kind of season can Jonathan Mingo have, assuming everything goes well and he stays healthy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big prediction guy. I mean, obviously, we brought him here for a reason. Excited about him. He's been a true pro from day one. Again, it's always interesting from a dynamic standpoint when you bring in rookies, you know, trying to figure out who's mature and who's not mature. He operates like he's a third or fourth year vet as far as his overall demeanor in meetings and also in the practice field. But I think we'll find out.
Adam said the other day that it seems like he's one of these guys that's been around for a lot longer than just his rookie season. What is like about that have you seen?
I think just overall approach to having a balance of urgency and also enjoyment, like being able to be locked in the meeting room. I think a guy like Adam is great for our overall team, our overall offense, but in particular from a receiver game standpoint, as far as how to prepare the right way, how to show up and be consistent every single day. And I think Mingo's kind of add his own flavor to it as well.
Thomas, Chandler obviously was injured throughout the first part of training camp. What have you seen from the last 3 weeks that makes you guys comfortable with him at right guard?
Yeah, I think it's just the overall physicality when it comes to the run game, getting movement to point of contact. We talk about backside and mid-zone combinations between that backside guard and tackle. We call it the B blocks of being able to get connected, get movement to the second level, which is huge for us, but also improving when it comes to pass protection. As we know, ultimately, when it comes down to pass down, third down, you got to protect the quarterback. And everybody, by and large, on third down tries to get you in some type of, to simplify the terms, a 5-0 look, which becomes true 5 one-on-ones across the board. So being able to hold up and throw hands at the point of contact is going to be huge. So he's kind of shown that and improve from a day-to-day standpoint.
Thomas, do you expect to have DJ Turk on Sunday? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he's making some great improvements and just kind of taking it one day at a time, and we'll see how it goes.
If he doesn't play, who would step into that role?
Again, we have a specific game plan for all the guys we have at every skill group, receiver-wise and also tight end-wise. So we'll just have a rotation, kind of more so based on the specific plays.
Thomas, what percentage of the offense would you say you guys showed in those 3 preseason games?
It's hard to quantify from a percentage standpoint. I think, again, we kept our same base core concepts, but I think when it comes to game plan mode, it's about just overall execution and effort. So again, not to be redundant with the answers, but it's truly about Southern defense. I'm trying to identify what those guys do well, and obviously, first game of the year is always ready for surprises. So it's about playing rules ball, being consistent, being confident. But how can you put your guys in the best spot to have success?
When's the first time you saw a sign that said, "Hey, Bryce will be ready for the opener"?
Every day I've been around him. I know that's sounds like a crazy answer, but honestly, I just think it's the overall process from him from day one to his feedback in the meeting room to how he absorbs information and just the overall consistent growth process from you talk about OTAs, calling plays to coming into training camp and now getting to the point where we're just mastering information. I think about from a third down install day, at least in my experience, is a heavy package volume-wise from a quarterback standpoint. So seeing him be able to handle the different shifts, the motions, the communication, getting the protection right, that's really impressive to see. So I think just honestly every day he continues to prove why he's here.
Thomas, you have a lot of wide receivers who have kind of a traditional like Z wide receiver body type. When you have guys go to that X spot and they have to face press, how are you kind of simulating that in practice, and what have you seen from the guys and their ability to get off?
Well, with us being able to move around guys in different spots, different personnel groupings, but also changing the formation, whatever the Z body type means, like we can still have guys that line up at an X receiver or single receiver backside position standpoint. So everything from our one-on-ones to RVAs, the individual help simulate, you have an opportunity to get pressed and get challenged. Yeah.
So you
I'll tell you what I'm getting about.
You mentioned Mingo's maturity.
Yeah.
How much of that do you feel is coming from the leadership that Bryce provides?
I think it definitely adds to it, but again, I think, we did a great job in the evaluation process of drafting players that obviously are talented, but also just have the mental capacity and the maturity level to come in and contribute from day one. So different personality than some of the guys we have in the room. He can be kind of a, non-emotional personality at times. Until you get him one-on-one, he kind of lights up and opens up more. But I think just definitely Bryce has definitely helped out when it comes to that. But I think he just came mature from day one.
Thomas, we've heard Frank talk about this being a collaborative process.
Yeah.
What will that look like on game day?
I think very similar to the preseason. I think when it comes to the communication on the headset, mainly other than him communicating, with Parks kind of being the pass game coordinator, kind of having some specific roles when it comes to his prep from a third down standpoint, and obviously just my overall input when it comes to as a coordinator. But we'll also collaborate with every single position coach when it comes to in-between drives. But I would say more so headset-wise, that's been my experience here, but also other places I've been as well.
Yeah, I hear you say Parks will be mostly third down.
I don't want to say most. I just think being able to, as a pass game coordinator, kind of has more of a specific role when it comes to that area, on top of everything else. But we'll all have some input when it comes to overall game plan, but also what gets called.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all. Have a great day.